Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Coach Annika, and I'm here with Coach Vera this evening. And we're really excited to be here tonight to provide some support before our Memorial Day weekend and any summer events that you have coming up. We're going to be sharing yummy summer recipes and strategies to both survive and enjoy those summer get-togethers this year.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. Thanks, Coach Annika. We also have our Coach Nicole in the comments. So please do make sure to comment, give us a little heart or a thumbs up as you're joining. You're also going to see some program resources as we go along being shared in the comments, recipe and links to our program website as well. So be sure that you're interacting as much as you would like to participate in the comments. All right. So as Annika was saying, we are getting closer to the summer. And Memorial Day weekend is sort of the next major summer holiday that we have on the calendar. This is such a fun time of year, but it can also bring some unexpected challenges. You know, many people don't tend to focus on the summer months as being some months full of holidays, but in fact, they are really filled with opportunities to potentially derail your progress. Graduations, barbecues, family get-togethers, and the Memorial Day holiday kicking this off in, I believe, at the end of this month. So 2 weeks, no, just 1 week. Oh my goodness, it's sneaking right up on us. Well, all of these events are very fun. That's true, but they do throw a lot of challenges our way in terms of higher calorie foods, a little bit more food pressure on us to participate with those high calorie foods. And it could also get in the way of maintaining those healthy routines and that balance that you've worked really hard to achieve over the previous weeks and months. So the good news is that you can still enjoy all of these special moments with your family and friends without sabotaging your healthy habits. By having some key strategies and recipes in your back pocket, you can really face the fun with confidence, knowing that you have what you need to stay on track. We're going to give a few of our favorite summertime recipes. So just be sure that you're checking the comments for those along the way.
Yes, thank you, Vera. So it looks like we have Shane and Bob in the comments viewing. So please let us know that you're joining us. Let us know where you're joining us from. And we want to hear from you guys as we are going through this event and hear what supports you. Okay, and we have Lori as well. Hi, Lori. Glad to have you here. So we're going to share 6 simple tips that are going to make your summer events easier and healthier. So I want you guys to click the like button anytime you hear a strategy that you want to try. And again, please be ready to share any recipes or strategies in the comments as we go along here. Tip number 1 is to fill up before you go. So no matter what the occasion, anytime you're going somewhere that has the potential to be challenging, we want to make sure we're filling up before we go. By filling up on our lower calorie, higher volume foods, we make it much easier to stay on track when there's temptation. For example, making a filling single or even a filling double shake before you go, having an entree, double entree, or entree with veggies. But whatever you do, however you approach it, the key is to be full when you arrive.
That's so true, Annika. That's one of my tried and true strategies is to kind of help myself fill up before an event. But when I get to the event, I want to think about, especially if I'm bringing something along with me, tip number 2 here is to make a simple, healthy swap. So at HMR, we love that sort of swap category. When planning what you're going to eat at a party, or maybe even what you might be in charge of bringing to a party, you might want to think about, in order to stay on track, matching a seasonal or festive flavor with perhaps an HMR entree or one of your favorite HMR preparation methods or recipes. And just another note to keep checking all the links in the chat. We've got some recipe links coming your way. For example, the orange creamsicle shake or a pina colada shake can be a really good way to, have an alcohol swap and make sure that you have something really fun in your hand at a fun, I'm thinking like poolside get together for that one. Bai branded waters, BAI waters. These are flavored waters, 0 calorie. These are great in vanilla shakes and in mixed sort of mocktail recipes as well. A lot of flavors, coconut, pineapple, coconut lime, coconut mango, so many more. You can simply mix into a vanilla shake and it kind of makes it that sort of creamy flavoring in there as well.
Yeah, all great tips. I love those by waters. Those are just so
Okay.
great to have on hand, and they make so many flavors. I'm checking the comments here. It looks like we have Mary joining us, and Susan and John. Welcome, guys. Glad that you're able to tune in this evening. So we're talking about some simple healthy swaps that we can do to make challenging environments, events this summer easier and help us stay in control of our food choices. So another thing that we can, obviously do if you're in healthy solutions is add fruit to your shakes, right? So I really love the watermelon blast shake in the summer. It's just really refreshing. And you can either add Crystal Light, lemonade Crystal Light to it, or it's also really good with fresh mint. Both of those flavors go very well with watermelon. Another thing to consider is creating mocktails with your shake or flavored water to avoid those extra calories that can come from alcohol while still staying hydrated. I tried a new shake actually today, which was a mint mojito shake, which I really, really enjoyed. That had 5 mint leaves, juice of half a lime, some sugar-free coconut syrup, rum extract with vanilla shake, ice, and water. And it's definitely going to be on my list of summertime shake mocktails to keep me on track with my goals. Also, for both healthy solutions and phase two, we want to think about ways that we can swap higher calorie snacking foods like chips and dip for lower calorie, more filling options. So, using veggies like peppers, jicama, carrots, or cucumber with some creamy guacamole or low calorie dressings is a great way to still be able to snack, but you're really just snacking on vegetables. So Nicole's going to share a link for that one in the comments as well. So please, guys, continue to share some of your go-to healthy swaps in the comments. Would love to hear what supports you. Oh, and we have Gary and Betsy joining as well. Hi, guys. Glad to have you tuning in.
My goodness, Coach Annika, I'm listening to your guacamole and vegetables recipe, and I'm thinking, how can I get my hands on some of that today? All right, so in phase two, I want to talk a little bit about some phase two, some really good go-tos for these summer months. So let's talk about incorporating those lean proteins and how we can sort of get to that in these barbecues and these family get-togethers. Lean proteins, we want to put those on the plate with our vegetables and our fruits during the summer months, really just the same way that we do all year round. But some summer favorites, I think about skewering stuff. So barbecues, shrimp skewers. I feel like I'm what is that movie? The Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. Shrimp skewers, chicken skewers. Load those up, you guys, on the skewer stick with your veggies. So incorporate the lean proteins right in there. Use your spices, use your low calorie sauces. It's a great way to manage your calories at a cookout. So these are some really good phase two cookout foods. Adding protein to a cool summer salad or a chilled quinoa salad. It's one of my favorite ways to keep your calories low and your nutrients high. And you guys remember protein, whether we're talking phase one using your meal replacement entrees or phase two using your lean proteins is a really important way to keep yourself feeling full and satisfied, especially when there's plenty of higher calorie foods in your environment. So don't forget about the lean proteins in your phase two preparations. Check out our website under the phase two recipes for lots of other fresh and tasty summer recipe ideas, like a cold veggie pasta salad. I'm still getting hungry. Berry summer salad. We've got the buffalo cauliflower recipe on there, the cucumber salad recipe. You can also check out the HMR Pinterest page. Makes me very excited, kind of makes my mouth water. Nicole is going to put those links in the comments here. Be sure that when you are looking at recipes on our website to look for which phase of the program you're in. We have from left to right on our recipe screen, decision-free, phase one, phase two, and beyond. So just make sure that whatever phase of the program you're looking at the appropriate recipe categories. And again, check the comments for those links to those recipes.
Great, great. And we have some awesome suggestions here in the comments. John, he loves his raspberry strawberry vanilla shake with frozen fruit. It's so good. Shane, frozen black cherry with chocolate. That's a great recipe as well. And Bob sharing lately, I've been having big salads with Walden Farms dressing. So another great way to, enjoy some of those summer salads, keep you full, but stay on track. I love it. So tip number 3 that we wanted to share is grilling your veggies and fruit. Now I know that Vera just hit on this one a little bit with the skewers, but another great summer tip is to grill your veggies and fruit, fire up the grill, try fully grilled veggie kebabs with your favorite seasonings. You can experiment with different, low calorie sauces, different spices. I personally really love combining pineapple, zucchini, onions, peppers, and mushroom for a lot of variety. One of my favorite things to do in the summer is to grill fruit like halved peaches. They are just so delicious off of the grill. And one of my biggest tips for anytime you're grilling your fruit and veggies is to always cook more than you think you'll need. So you have leftovers going into the week ahead. It's almost like a little meal prep in itself to get extra servings on the grill.
Yeah. And Annika, something I like about leftover roasted or grilled veggies, I can put them into a cold salad. So I can also enjoy them cold the next day or later in the same day.
Yeah.
So tip 4, we're talking about dessert. We're talking about sort of how to make the dessert a little bit lighter on the calorie end. You're definitely going to want to do that capital P planning, thinking ahead about what you will have when the desserts come out. I'm totally putting on my virtual reality goggles and imagining those summertime barbecue like dessert stations. So just be prepared that they will be out there, and definitely have a plan, whatever phase of this program that you are in, to keep the calories on the dessert end of things very low. I know some of our members have the creamy. That was a big hit, especially I think last year. It was very trending, that sort of ninja creamy where you can make the ice cream. We do have a lot of ice cream recipes as well where you don't need the creamy. It can also be, it can be, I'm always a big fan of tools. So if a tool is really going to help you out, invest in that creamy or check it out. I don't know if some of you have that, put it in the comments below, some of your favorite creamy recipes. But that has been a really, really helpful way for a lot of our clients to stay in the box if you're in phase 1, or to simply make a really low calorie summertime treat, whatever phase of the program you're in. If you don't have a creamy, if you have something all ready to eat, something that's really easy, like a 70+ pudding that's mixed with fruit, or maybe with that's already chilled, or even in the freezer, you guys. A lot of folks like to make, I've heard, the freezer pudding pops, so you can stick them into those pre-made popsicle makers. Having something prepared and ready to go or waiting for you is a really huge key part of this preparation, always planning ahead to have something when you're going to need it. You can also freeze some bananas. This is such a good go-to recipe. Freeze some bananas ahead of time. You can make that peanut butter nice cream in your blender or food processor. So you don't need the creamy to do that. Simply a blender or a food processor can help with that. I love that simple, nice cream recipe. So simple, so effective.
Yum. I'm getting hungry talking about this. One thing I really like to do for summer cookouts and get-togethers is I love making a crisp or cobbler for dessert with, you can use any kinds of fruits, but I really like doing it with peaches, apples, berries, done strawberry rhubarb, whatever you prefer. But you can actually make a fun topping with the multigrain cereal and vanilla shake powder. I'll share the recipe in the group after the event. It's my own personal recipe, but it's a great way to get in a serving of fruit, get in your shakes, and really kind of feel like you're eating a decadent dessert without all of the extra calories. And another thing that is really good on the topic of, making the ice cream or the creamy, you can top that with a really thick shaker ice cream. My favorite is diet cream soda, ice, and vanilla shake. It is so simple, but to me, it tastes like homemade vanilla ice cream from my childhood, and I just absolutely love it. So, making something like this, you've got an incredibly satisfying dessert that also includes protein and fiber to keep you full. The tip number 5 is don't forget to hydrate. One thing that can happen when we have, social events, busy weekends, it's easy to forget to drink our water. So we want to make sure to keep up our water intake, especially on those busier days and weekends. With the hot weather and socializing, like I said, it's really easy to forget. So make sure you're keeping a reusable water bottle handy, stocking up on your favorite flavored seltzer water, or even adding some fruit to your water for a fun and flavorful twist is a great strategy as well.
Yeah, sometimes it's also helpful to remember, and if that was buried somewhere in there, Coach Annika, I might be being redundant, but sometimes we are just thirsty. So
Mm-hmm.
keeping that hydration level at maybe not at maximum all the time, but making sure we're adequately hydrated
Yeah.
will absolutely get in the way of maybe like a false sense of hunger as well. So a great environmental control strategy for your own hunger level. I want to kind of finish out here with a tip for physical activity. So tip number 6 is hanging out away from the food table. And this means a couple of things to me. Putting physical distance between myself and a buffet set up, a dessert table, a taco station, what have you, is really distancing yourself physically is a huge environmental control strategy. Putting something physically in the way of you being able to see an out of the box or a high calorie food is a really good physical environmental control strategy. This strategy also inspires me to think about physical activity. Maybe after the main event or the main meal of the celebration, you can even constrict some of your friends or family members. You can get some folks to come along with you to take an after meal walk. You can play an after meal game of pick up baseball or basketball or some sort of game of tag or like a cornhole game. We don't have to get too physical with it, but some activity that takes us up and away from where the food is. And then we can also be adding in some physical activity. You can turn it into a PA snack. So I think that strategy really holds two meanings for me: stepping away from the food and adding in physical activity and making time for it in that way.
Great, very great points. Yeah. So we've covered a lot of different strategies. I want you guys to please comment and let us know which strategy you will implement this Memorial Day weekend or for any other challenging events you have coming up. So just to summarize the tips that we've covered tonight: 1, fill up before you go. Make sure you are not going into any challenging situation hungry. 2, make a healthy swap. Consider what foods or drinks you can add in to avoid some of the higher calorie options. 3, grill your veggies or your fruit to have some variety. 4, lighten up dessert. So plan for those dessert alternatives. 5, hydrate. And 6, hang out away from the food. Each of these can really help you stay on track this weekend and this summer. So we want to have a plan for success, right? We want to make sure that we've thought this through before the event happens so that we can either keep up our weight loss momentum or we can maintain our weight depending on what your goals are.
Yeah, Annika, thanks so much. And we really want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really hope that we were able to give you some helpful tips so that you can relax and enjoy these summer holidays without having to worry or be anxious around these food decisions. So remember that if you were unable to join for the full event today, you can always find this recording. It's going to live under the videos on the HMR program Facebook page. At the top of our closed Facebook community pages. I'm just reading the exact pathway there. So be sure to join us. Our next event is going to be on June 8th for another Facebook Live. We're going to talk about staying on track with your diet while traveling. So please join us for that one for some tips on how to stay on track while traveling. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a great summer, and we'll see you in your next class.
Bye, guys.